A mobster walks into therapy. A high school teacher becomes a drug kingpin. These are the best TV series of all time in under 12 minutes. The Sopranos. You know, a show is different when it starts with a mob boss in therapy. Tony Soprano wasn't your usual gangster. He wasn't polished or untouchable. He had panic attacks, mommy issues, and a mind filled with violence and guilt. And that's what made The Sopranos revolutionary. For the first time, we weren't watching a hero or a villain. We were watching a man slowly unravel. He'd sit in therapy 1 minute, then choke someone with his bare hands the next. He was the American dream and its darkest consequence. This show didn't need car chases. It built tension out of quiet breakfasts, passive-aggressive stares, and therapy sessions that turned into emotional minefields. It made you think. Then it made you uncomfortable for what you were rooting for. Breaking Bad. At the start, Walter White is just a tired chemistry teacher in tighty-whities. By the end, he's a drug empire in a hat. Breaking Bad isn't just a show about meth. It's a show about transformation and how far one man will go once he decides the rules don't apply to him. The brilliance of Breaking Bad is its control. No filler, no wasted scenes, just pure storytelling precision. Every move Walter makes, every lie he tells, every person he burns, it all builds towards something massive. He starts off trying to provide for his family, but by the end, he admits the truth. I did it for me. And the thing is, you still can't look away. The Wire. The Wire isn't fast. It doesn't try to dazzle you, it just tells the truth. Slowly, brutally. And once it has you, there's no going back. It's not just about drugs or police, it's about the system and how it breaks everyone, cops, dealers, kids, teachers, politicians. No one gets out clean. Each season unpacks a different corner of Baltimore. The corners, the ports, the city hall, the schools, the newsroom, and in every place the message is the same. This thing is rigged. And the people inside it are just trying to breathe. It gave us characters that felt like people you've met. McNulty, Stringer Bell, Omar, Bunk, Cuddy. Names that don't need explanation because they lived like real people on screen. The Wire didn't chase ratings. It didn't care about being flashy. It just showed you how the world works and then left you to sit with it. Game of Thrones. Before the memes, before the backlash, before the Starbucks cup on set, there was a time when Game of Thrones was untouchable. This was more than fantasy. It was politics, war, family, betrayal, dragons, and a whole lot of death. And that's what made it electric. No one was safe. Heroes died. Villains got the throne. And then lost it. Every victory came with blood. Every moment of peace, temporary. What started as a struggle for power in a cold kingdom turned into a global obsession. For 8 seasons, people canceled plans, woke up early, and stayed up late just to watch who would survive the next episode. It gave us Tyrion's wit, Arya's blade, and Daenerys' fire. It gave us the Red Wedding and the Battle of the Bastards. And even if the ending left some people cold, the journey there, nothing short of legendary. Mad Men. Don Draper sells cigarettes for a living. He lies for a living. He cheats, drinks, vanishes, returns. But beneath the perfect suit and slick hair, he's just a lost man trying to invent a version of himself he can live with. Mad Men doesn't yell. It doesn't explode. It unfolds like a slow ache. Set in the ad world of the 1960s, it's about America's shiny surface and all the rot beneath it. Every character is trapped in something. A job, a marriage, an image, a lie. Peggy fights to be taken seriously. Joan tries to keep her power. Betty tries to breathe in a world that tells her to smile and stay silent. And Don? He tries to escape his own past, one ad at a time. The show is a masterpiece of mood. The clothes, the colors, the silence. It doesn't chase moments, it lingers in them. The Office, U.S. How do you make a hit show out of a paper company in Scranton, Pennsylvania? Easy. You hire a cast of misfits, give them a camera, and let them be weird. The Office didn't start strong. The first season barely made it. But then something clicked. Maybe it was Steve Carell's ridiculous charm. Maybe it was the mockumentary style. Maybe it was just the way it made boring office life feel like something worth watching. Michael Scott was a terrible boss, but he just wanted to be loved. Jim and Pam were never flashy, but they made people believe in slow burn love again. And Dwight, a beet farmer with a black belt and an ego the size of Scranton. Every episode had a moment. A look to the camera, a prank, a cringe so hard you had to pause and breathe. And then, right when you didn't expect it, something beautiful. Michael showing up at Pam's art show, Jim proposing at a gas station, Kevin spilling the chili. A song for Michael when he leaves. It was dumb. It was smart. It was heartfelt. And above all, it felt real. The Simpsons. Before prestige TV became a thing, there was The Simpsons. And at its peak, it wasn't just funny, it was untouchable. Back in the 90s, no show had sharper wit, more cultural bite, or a faster punchline per minute count. What looked like a simple cartoon family from Springfield turned into a vehicle for satire so clever it redefined what animation could do. The early seasons, especially 3 through 8, are a masterclass. The writing was lightning fast but never lazy. Homer's buffoonery, Lisa's idealism, Bart's chaos, all of it was laced with unexpected tenderness. And the supporting cast? From Mr. Burns to Krusty to Principal Skinner, they were more layered than most live-action leads. But The Simpsons didn't just raise the bar, it built it. Shows like Family Guy, South Park, BoJack Horseman, and even Rick and Morty owe a massive debt to it. Every clever animated show that followed was walking through the door The Simpsons kicked open. Fleabag. There are only 12 episodes of Fleabag. That's it. No spin-offs, no filler. Just 2 flawless seasons of the most brutally honest television you'll ever see. Phoebe Waller-Bridge didn't just write Fleabag, she ripped herself open and turned her insides into art. The result is a character who's messy, hilarious, angry, grieving, and yearning for something she can't quite name. And she talks to you. Literally. Fleabag breaks the fourth wall constantly, winking, smirking, confessing. At first, it's a party trick, but then it becomes something else. A shield. A cry for help. And when the hot priest enters the story in season 2 and catches her doing it, that tiny moment, that one look, TV hasn't been the same since. Because Fleabag isn't about being quirky. It's about guilt, about loneliness, about losing people you can't live without, and building yourself from the wreckage. Every episode swings between comedy and devastation so fast you don't have time to brace yourself. But somehow, it feels real. Because sometimes life really is crying in a bathroom stall one minute and making the best joke of your life the next. Fleabag never overstays its welcome. It says what it needs to say, then walks away quietly, confidently, with mascara smudged and middle finger raised. And that's what makes it unforgettable. Better Call Saul. Everyone thought Better Call Saul would be good. No one expected it to be this good. It had no right to go this hard. A prequel? About the sleaziest lawyer from Breaking Bad? Come on. But instead of just filling in blanks, Better Call Saul built a whole new masterpiece. This wasn't just Saul Goodman's origin story. It was Jimmy McGill's slow-motion tragedy. The story of a man constantly clawing his way up, only to sabotage himself every time he got close to doing the right thing. And then there's Kim Wexler. Played to perfection by Rhea Seehorn, Kim started as a side character and ended up being the emotional center of the entire show. Her arc is subtle, powerful, and devastating. What makes Better Call Saul so remarkable isn't just the writing, it's the patience. The show lingers. It lets silences breathe. It trusts you to pick up on a glance, a sigh, a shift in tone. Every season is a slow burn that somehow leaves you more anxious than a bomb timer. And when those explosive moments finally come, Chuck's final confrontation, the courtroom confessions, the fall of Howard Hamlin, they hit like a freight train. By the end, Better Call Saul doesn't just match Breaking Bad. It might surpass it, because where Walter White was about ego and empire, Jimmy McGill was about something far more painful, the fight to be good in a world that keeps dragging you down. And that fight? It never lets go. Succession, power, betrayal, insults so sharp they draw blood. That's Succession. It's a story about the ultra-rich, but there's nothing aspirational here. The Roy family lives in penthouses and boardrooms, but they're trapped in a cage of their own making, fighting for approval, control, and a throne that's always just out of reach. Logan Roy is the tyrant king. His kids, Kendall, Roman, Shiv, and Connor, are all scrambling to win a game that their father rigged before they were even born. But here's the thing. Succession isn't just Shakespeare in designer suits. It's also hilarious. In the most savage, soul-crushing way possible. The dialogue is razor-sharp. The burns are brutal. The memes write themselves. Every character is a mess. Kendall's fragile ego wrapped in ambition. Shiv's icy mask cracking under pressure. Roman's clownish facade hiding deep emotional scars. But the show never asks you to pity them. It just hands you the knife and says, watch them twist. What makes Succession so special is how it balances chaos and control. One minute you're laughing at Greg bumbling through a meeting, the next your jaw's on the floor as Kendall bombs a press conference or Logan roars his final words. And when it ended, it didn't fumble. It stuck the landing. Brutal, inevitable, perfect. Succession doesn't just earn its place in TV history. It grabs it by the throat and says, I am the eldest boy. Thanks for watching. Tell us which show you'd crown the greatest and which one we left out. See you next time.